The sun, usually a benevolent friend in the Minecraft world, now hung like a malevolent eye in the sky, its glare intensifying with each passing day. The solar apocalypse mod had arrived, a cruel twist of fate that added thirst, fluctuating body temperature, and a relentless 100-day countdown to utter annihilation. My name is Alex, and my survival hung precariously on a dwindling supply of resources and the rapidly changing landscape. The first 20 days were a brutal introduction to the new reality. The sun beat down relentlessly, turning the air into a shimmering haze. Water, once a plentiful resource, became a precious commodity. I spent my days scrambling for shade, building makeshift shelters under the sparse canopies of trees, the cool earth a welcome relief against the burning sun. I befriended a group of sheep, their wool surprisingly effective insulation against the heat, and a loyal dog, whose panting was a constant reminder of our shared desperation. My thirst was a constant companion, a gnawing emptiness that only water could quench. I learned to ration it, every gulp a victory against the creeping dehydration. Days bled into weeks, the 20-day heat wave giving way to a terrifying new phase. Lakes, once shimmering oases, began to shrink, their waters evaporating under the ever-intensifying heat. Ice biomes, previously pristine and beautiful, now resembled vast, muddy puddles. The forest caught fire, the crackling flames a horrifying soundtrack to the world's demise. Smoke choked the air, painting the sky in an ominous orange. The sheep, once my companions, had sought refuge in the diminishing water sources, their white wool singed and matted. My dog, exhausted from the heat, lay panting in the shade of my shelter. I felt a desperate pang of guilt, knowing I wasn't doing enough to protect them. Days 41 to 60 brought the mutations. The creatures of the world were twisting and contorting under the sun's relentless assault. I watched in horror as a creeper and a skeleton fused together, the creeper's green skin pitted against the skeleton's bone-white remnants. Their combined attacks were devastating. Only those creatures that had retreated underground remained unaffected, the fortunate few who had escaped the sun's malevolent touch. I, myself, was starting to feel the effects of the heat. My health bar was a constant reminder of my vulnerability. Finding refuge in an abandoned mine shaft, I discovered a small, subterranean community of mutated creatures, rabbits, pigs, and even a few chickens. They were startled by my intrusion, but seemed less hostile than the creatures above ground. I established a small farm, utilizing the relatively cooler temperatures to grow mushrooms and potatoes. It wasn't much, but it was a lifeline. I realized that my companions were not just animals anymore. They were my family in this hellish world. As the sun intensified, the transformation accelerated. Days 61 to 80 were a blur of molten rock and fire. The stone on the surface began to transform into magma blocks, the earth itself seeming to melt under the sun's furious gaze. Lava flowed like rivers across the landscape, consuming everything in its path. My shelter, once a refuge, became a precarious perch above a sea of fire. I had to act quickly. I spent my days frantically mining deeper, creating an underground labyrinth that hopefully would be immune to the sun's wrath. The final phase, days 81 to 100, was a race against time. The sun, now a raging inferno, transformed the world into a giant forge. Anything above ground was quickly reduced to magma. Only the deep dock, the deepest parts of the world, remained untouched. My underground base, however, was not as safe as I had hoped. The lava was slowly creeping down, threatening to engulf my refuge. With the help of my animal companions, I managed to excavate deeper into the earth, creating a new, more secure dwelling within the deep dock. The rabbits helped me to burrow through the earth, the pigs provided protection, their snorting a constant vigilance against unseen threats. The chickens provided eggs, offering a small source of sustenance. I had found a strange symbiosis with my animal companions, our survival now inextricably linked. The final day arrived, the sky a blinding white. The surface world was no more, a testament to the sun's destructive power. I stood in my deep dock haven, surrounded by my companions, as the world outside raged on. We had survived. The solar apocalypse had claimed the surface world, but down here, in the heart of the earth, life, however fragile, continued. The victory felt bittersweet. We had survived, but at what cost? The world above was gone, forever lost to the relentless fury of the sun. Our future remained uncertain, but for now, we could find solace in our survival, a small flicker of hope in a world consumed by fire.